proclamation of what was passed in the Parliament, that now opens the door for a lot of those things to happen. Eh? So once it is proclaimed, a new state will exist, and that will allow us to do a number of things, including persons who are incarcerated for the minimum quantities to be released, and persons who have to get their records expunged. There's a process that will be initiated. So the proclamation opens the door for all of those things to happen. Opens the door for all of those things to happen. Those things to happen. There's a process that will be initiated.
That happens before
the proclamation is happening on the 23rd. We've proclamation of what was passed in the nation opens the door for all of those things to happen. Proclamation of what was the proclamation opens the door for all of those things to happen. Opens the door for all of those things. So the proclamation opens the door. Opens the door for all of. proclamation of what was passed in the Parliament, that now opens the door for a lot of those things to happen. Eh? So once it is proclaimed, a new state will exist, and that will allow us to do a number of things, including persons who are incarcerated for the minimum quantities to be released, and persons who have to get their records expunged. There's a process that will be initiated. So the proclamation opens the door for all of those things to happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host Saieed Ali, a spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Remember, for those of you that are having spiritual problems, feel free to contact me. If you need counseling, you can also contact me. Those of you who have properties to sell or looking for property to buy, you can also contact me. Now, like I said, those of you who lend your friend and your family money and they don't want to give you back, you have a written agreement with them, do get in touch with me at 339-1670, or you can call my office at 238-6716 and follow the instructions, and we will be glad to help you. I want to say a special good night to you viewers of Real Talk in Trinidad and Tobago, of the Caribbean and around the globe. Those of you that are on our page, on the Real Talk page, like and share as we go live. Those of you on YouTube, TT Real Talk, subscribe, hit the bell, and you would know when we go live. Viewers, we are going for a short commercial break in a few seconds from now, but take this time to call your family, message your friends in the US, in Canada, no matter where they are, even on our page. Tell them Real Talk is going live, and I will see you right after this break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host Saieed Ali, consultant and real estate businessman.
Can't watch Real Talk on TV? Have no fear. You can also watch Real Talk on the go live on YouTube and Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali on YouTube.com and TT Real Talk on Facebook.com. Don't forget to like us and share us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. As we start off tonight, we're going to start with the President's house. Now, viewers, I do apologize for not being here last night. I was stuck in some flood deep down in south, but nevertheless, I am here tonight. The President's house. Colleen, let me hear what you have to say. I thank you for making us the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago, and very soon up the Caribbean. 238-6716 is our studio line. Feel free to call in. Let me hear the comments that you have to make concerning this. Keep in mind, it is our tax-paying dollars that the present government use to refurbish the President's house. President Paula Weeks has given approval for the newly renovated President's house. The cost of that building is $89 million that have been spent to restore the President's house, which was officially opened on Tuesday, 17th of December. Now, I was not here last night, but I was going to touch on this last night. Concerned citizens are expecting, and they are expressing themselves, that only $2 million was allocated to flood victims in the recent flooding, while $89 million was spent on the President's house. So apparently, the President's house is more important than the flood victims deep down in south area. $2 million that was allocated. What can you do with $2 million? You sent $500,000 US. $500,000 US to another country. But you give your own people $2 million to deal with. Now, listen to this. However, the President noted that the resident would lead to the improved nation's pride of our country. So, this house will put us on the map of pride. Because the house looking good, it is a pride. What is the benefit of this? You see, when election time comes, you're not going by the President's house, you know. You're going by the people down in south. That is where you're going. You're going to the people down in South who are affected with flood. You're not going and spend millions of dollars to stand up in front of the president house, because the block in the president house cannot come out and vote. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley also noted that he felt a sense of pride on the completions of the president house. Come next year, I want to see if the pride will put you back into the prime minister's seat. Let me tell you, I ain't putting water in my mouth to talk, you know. But you could have spent more money, you could have allocated more money for South flooding. Hey, let me tell you, it's real bacchanal here, you know. Here they say, the communication advice of the president, Cheryl Lala, has noted that the president's house will only be used for official function during office hours. Only during the office hours, only when you have a presidential function or a function, an important function, you will use the president's house. So $89 million sitting down right there. $89 million sitting right there, only for official purpose, that is whenever. Lala noted that the nearby office will be used for daily operation since there is limited office space at the president's house. You hear that? Limited office space. She further noted that the president will continue to live at her private home in Diego Martin and will not live at the president's house. So what is the purpose? If the president is not going there to live, why spend $89 million? Why? For style? For you to gain a sense of pride? Pride don't bring you elections. Pride don't feed the suffering. I want to let you know that. She's not coming there to live. She will remain at her residence. So $89 million in a house, what does that say? What does that say to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago? The house more important than the citizen. That is what it is telling Saeed. Now listen this. Orapooch East MP, Dr. Rudal Munilal, is calling on the government to treat residents in affected areas such as Penal Debe flooding in the same manner as those affected in the Greenville flooding last year. Munilal expressed his dissatisfaction with the $2 million flood relief allocations for the residents of South Trinidad. I will side with him. $2 million. What you gonna do with that? 40,000 people, almost 40,000 people was affected. And $2 million? Last week's flooding affected the Penal, Woodland, Barapo, and the Mafikin area. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Said.
Yes, sir.
Two topics I have, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the topics is about the president's house. Why the government wasting so much money on a president's house when we don't need a president in Trinidad and Tobago?
Exactly.
You understand? We don't need a president in Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad is a little handful. You understand? And wasting that money. I have people starving in Trinidad. We have people having a job. We have people thing, right? And the next policy, the next policy is since 2017, I get flood out in South, right? I lost 25,000 chicken. Under this administration, never give me a cent under that yet. At all. This government and administration never come and speak and pass money at all.
Wow.
Understand? The $2 million what they give in South, I have to buy breeze and wash the place.
Thank you, my friend. That can't do nothing. A contractor with an excavator might charge $2 million to excavate a river. and money done. No money for the citizens of the flooded area. Now, this is something that I want you to know. Keep in mind, this happened right in Trinidad. Renovation for the president's house, 89 million. Greenville flooding, 63 million, and some parts of Greenville were flooded in the last week on there. Carry Festus, 43 million. Oh, look, I love this one. Golf club upgrade, 3 million. MP medical bills, 2.5 million. Who's the MP? Mr. Coffee. We had, you know, a long time there was a show on TV, there's so called the $1 Million Man. That's how we have to call Coffee. Mr. Coffee, he is the $1 Million Man walking around. And South Florida now only get $2 million. So South people, what happened to all you? Happened to all you. I hear a man going down there, a minister went down there, and he said he's trying to allocate, he's trying to get pumps. When you get the pump, where you putting the pump to pump the water where? I tell you something, I just be amazed, you know. I just be amazed at these people. Call a good night.
Hello, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead, sir.
Boy, I just want to say that this government, I don't know what they're doing.
Thank you, my friend. Now, let me tell you something. If we have people thinking constructive and doing constructive things, I will highlight you and thank you for thinking and doing a constructive act. A constructive act. Constructive thinkers, they do constructive thing. But when you do something like allocate 2 million for the South flooding, what that doing? What that doing? 500,000 US, $500,000 was sent to the Bahamas. So you can't allocate a little US and send it down to Barapo? And penal? 2 million. A contractor will take 2 million to drench a river and that is it. Money done. Money done. But nevertheless, on Thursday, 19 December, families in Sunrise Road, Penal, were assisted by officers of the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force with the distribution of flood relief items. So you see, the Defense Force had to come together now and send relief for the people of South Trinidad. You know, one thing I didn't see was natural disaster, you know. I ain't see natural disaster management down there, you know. I'm telling all you, I ain't see them. So I want to say kudos to the officers of the Defense Force for coming together and giving the assistance to these people in the South District. Call her good night.
Good night, Mr. Saieed.
Hello?
Where is Young with all of this scheming with cards and okay, when he's still the Venezuelan? I mean, order everything legal or illegal and only robbery and thieves from this man. Where is Young? And what we would like to find out, Mr. Saieed, this Cambridge Analytica, didn't they send the police to look for that man, give Young and them all information?
I hear you, Auntie. Well, I have no idea where he is presently, to be honest with you. Thank you for calling in. You know, I was expecting him down south, you know, with the army. Yeah, I was expecting the Minister of National Security to go down south, take up a group of army fellas, and go down there with a big truck and help out the people. Because if you could get on a plane with army officials from Trinidad to Bahamas, you could do the same thing down in South, you know. Because come election next year, you're taking a plane with no army officials to go no Bahamas to get vote in Bahamas, you know. No, you have to come right here and you have to go down south. You see, the people of Trinidad, you see, unless the whole of Trinidad ain't flooded out and people lose everything they have, their eye would not open. You see what happened in South? Their eyes open. Their eyes open. And I heard a minister saying, you can't fool all the people all the time. He said the people get smart in South now. I heard a minister say that. Unless it's a joke. Call her good night.
Hi, good night.
Go right ahead.
I just called down from South. And for this last flood that we recently had, the people in charge, they're not even doing anything. They started dredging the river, living to the Trace and Pinal. And they started dredging the river and they stopped right behind me. Right? They're not even finishing the work.
Oh my
right? They're
God.
leaving it just so. You call them for help the same day of the flood. Just to help they got drained, they make the water run. They say they can't do anything. That's residential land. They can't do anything. Right?
Wow.
They can't even bring no cleaning supplies. Nothing. You're getting from the corporation. Right? PDLC don't have anything. They're waiting for donation.
They're waiting for donation.
They're waiting for donation. Every time you go, they're waiting for donation. The people coming to do assessment, they want to tell, they even telling you that they can't get money for them things. Them sounds too simple. Right? You better worth nothing. The people are trying to do the assessment don't even know what they're doing.
Oh God. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for calling in and highlighting the matter, my friend. A minister come out and told the newly elected councillors of the various boroughs throughout Trinidad and Tobago to get up and work for your money. And I heard another minister saying, spend the money wisely from the corporation. Yeah? I heard a minister saying that. I just hear thing, you know. Unless you go to nobody now, so I just hear thing, you know. Yeah? From Sunday, we have a call. Call her good night.
Yeah, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Yeah, that's $2 million when they give himself. That is an insult to the people. So next day election, I know exactly what to do.
Thank you, my friend. At least one person know what to do. Remember when Fitzgerald Hines went up to Lavantil when they had the flood and we see the fella kicking the water? Let me tell you something. Anytime you see a minister visiting his constituency, you would find greetings, you would find one love, you would find from the granny to the baby, they're coming out to greet the ministers. But when you hear the ministers not going in the constituency, and them I want to hear nobody, and them I want to see nobody, when flood time reach and they get water kick on you, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. You know why they did that? Because they were not seeing you. Call her good night.
Yeah, good night.
Go right ahead.
Two political parties in this country that ain't good at all. Democracy ain't working as a failure in this country.
Thank you, my friend. Now, where is the Kamala Prasad Bisesa team? Where are they? Where are they? Why are we not hearing from the opposition of Trinidad and Tobago. Why are they not standing for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago? I am not hearing you all. Let me tell you something. There's a reason why we have our opposition. There's a reason why. There's only one person I heard of, Mr. Monilal. Other than that, I am not hearing anybody. You see, we have 41 MPs in the PNM administration. And presently, I am saying that is only 4 or 5 MPs we are hearing from in the PNM administration. And you know what? It's like these 4 or 5 like they run in the country. 1.4 million people in Trinidad and Tobago, and we campaign to the bank to make sure we get the new money before we lost the money we saved in 10 years now. But nevertheless, the sour business administrations, the business community, they are asking for extension. I am asking for an extension. The citizens of Trinidad and Tobago are asking for an extension. Now, let me tell you something. I have videos were sent to me of Underworld's individual playing with the new currency, the new $100 bill, like if nothing went wrong. Like if nothing went wrong. Listen to this, eh? From Sunday, 22nd December, the central bank will be open from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. to facilitate changing the old bills to the new polymer bills. The central bank has advised citizens that the requirements for individual transaction include a valid form of national identification proof of address and evidence of the source of funds. The bank further requires the registration documents for all companies. This is from Central Bank. As we move on tonight, Scotiabank has announced that citizens can now access the 100 polymer notes via their ATMs. The bank intended to thank their customers for their patience on upgrading their facilities and advise that they have intended their working hours, they have extended their working hours for the December 31st deadline. Hey, let me tell you, I'm waiting for December 31st. And then we can see what Bacchanal, Trinidad and Tobago is facing. We have a caller, good night.
Good evening, Mr. Sai.
Same to you, my friend.
Sai, do you know that Trinidad is the only country in the world that whenever a government does injustice to the population, that the people is called the opposition to react rather than the citizens react? All over the world, when they increase the prices of fuel, the citizens came out in their numbers and protest and made the government change their decision on what they were doing. Trinidad is the only place that whenever you see something the government do wrong, we call in for the opposition. Like we voted the opposition to be opposition. We have a government in power that whenever they do wrong, the citizens supposed to hold them accountable because they are working for us, not we are working for them. The opposition is just there. They are powerless. They cannot really do nothing. If the opposition comes out and asks the population, you know what, we're closing on petrol trade, let's demonstrate. You know, nobody is going to demonstrate. You know, nobody is going to protest. But every time, you look for cheap excuse. The opposition, where the opposition? The opposition is not the government, and the government is not working for themselves, they're working for us. We fire them. Whether or not we voted for which party, the main thing is that they are working for the country, all the citizens of this country. This money situation, every single citizen of this country supposed to withdraw their money from all the banks, send them into receivership, and do not bank again. But we would not do that. We run down and all the jamming, take all the pressure and line up and face now and things while they're thieving the money. The question we are asked right now is that since Stuart Young allowed all these Venezuelans to come into this country, how much has it cost the taxpayers of this country thus far? With all of them committing so much crime and always in and being locked up, and we the taxpayers have to pay to keep them in jail. How much has it cost this country, taxpayers of this country, so far, since Stuart allowed this influx of Venezuelans in the country? And there you go, know where the money going.
Thank you, my friend. All I hear this, eh? 2 men found guilty of tampering with a Scotiabank ATM at Trinity Mall on Sunday, 15 December, was sentenced to 2 years hard labor. 2 years hard labor. Listen to that, eh? 2 years. They are 27-year-old Francisco Rivera, a Mexican, and 33-year-old Simon Romeo, a Venezuelan. These 2 individuals, 2 years. Keep in mind, they tampered with an ATM. The ATM is where you go, you put in your card, and you extract funds from your account. Right? Keep in mind, they had in their possession counterfeit cards. And they had in their possession card making equipment. Let me tell you something. You see, when you hear incidents like these come up, this is fraud. You're interfering with a device that belongs to a financial institute. You create your card, you have your machine, all that is fraud, and you get 2 years. Listen. When you find a man with a 5-piece smoke, when you catch a man with a 5-piece smoke and you sentence him, you're going for 5 and 6 years. Am I right? Eh? Am I right? A man smoking and he going up for 5 years. 5 years he going up for. But a man commit fraud. He commit fraud. You create a card. You went into a financial institute, ATM machine, and you're extracting money. Money from who? From citizens' account. And you get 2 years. They are foreign nationals. They get 2 years. But a Trinidadian smoking marijuana, you're going up for 5 and 6 and 7 years. Now you tell me, the citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, if any part of that making sense. You tell me. Sometimes I just wonder if you're going backward instead of forward. Serious. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, Mr. Said. Very good program as usual. But the president said we must have a sense of pride.
Pride.
In the restoration of that building. The president should know we will have a sense of pride in this country when we stop seeing people, elderly people, contribute to the development of this country, getting a bed in the hospital, getting good medical attention.
Yes.
When we see, we will have a sense of pride. When we see the main highways in this country, the potholes are fixed because the government is collecting tax money, road tax to fix that. What they're doing with it. We will have a sense of pride when we see a government that stops discriminating against the citizen of this country. Because
exactly.
look at what happened with the flood. Then we will have a sense of pride, Mr. President. Mr. Saeed, we will have a sense of pride when the government could tell this nation how much money was spent to print these new $100 notes.
Thank you.
We must not let that issue rest on Mr. Saeed. That must be every evening on your program until the government tell this nation how much money was spent to print that money. That is our money. The citizens wake up, that is our money. And Mr. Saeed, you are presenting so much for the citizens of this country. Citizens wake up and get proactive. You could do as much as you could do, every day you come in here and highlighting the issues. Citizens have to get more proactive in what is happening in this country, Mr. Saeed, and you are intelligent fella, I think there's an insurance, Caribbean insurance or something, that in the event like that flood down there, the government claim and get, I'm not too sure, but I know there's some insurance, where we could get back money for the damages and that flood and so on. I don't know, you could probably investigate it. I know you have your way of getting things done. Anyway, Mr. Saeed, you keep up the good work, great job as usual. Thank you very much for the time.
Thank you, my friend. Listen this, Fraud Squad ASP Curtis Julian noted that TTPS has not received any official report of the counterfeit 100 polymer bills despite image circulating on social media. Listen this. On Sunday gone there, I went to buy 2 suits for my 2 sons. Nice 3-piece suit. And the cashier was telling me, Saeed, we received over 400 TT dollar in counterfeit. Sunday gone there. As I told her, I said, so why didn't you report it to the police? She said, Saeed, for what? The men come in. If you go to the station, they would listen to you. They would take a pen, they would write it in scrap. And that is all. She told me what they're doing. You will go to them. They will listen to you. They will get a scrap piece of paper, turn it over with a pen, and just write it. And that is it. She says, so why am I leaving here to go here to make a report when nothing is being done? Nothing is being done. So we have the ASP for fraud here now, telling the people that TTPS haven't received any information. 400 in her business place. 400. What would they do? Get a piece of paper, write it down, and tell you thank you. We will investigate it. And that is the end of that. That is the end of that. He advised citizens to be aware of the security features on the new polymer $100 bill so that they would not fall victim to counterfeit money. We had the paper money. We have the paper $100 bill and people still falling victim. They still falling victim of the old $100 bill. Some security features include a transparent window at the top left corner, hologram on the bottom left corner, and areas with shining gold ink. And they said the old $100 have one set of features too. And thousands of dollars circulating, hundreds of thousands circulating throughout Trinidad and Tobago. So just keep that in mind. Viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but stay locked on. I am Saieed Ali, and this is Real Talk. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I am your host, Saieed Ali. Consultant and investor businessman.
Can't watch Real Talk on TV? Have no fear. You can also watch Real Talk on the go live on YouTube and Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali on youtube.com and TT Real Talk on facebook.com. Don't forget to like us and share us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell.
Welcome back, viewers. During an anti-crime exercise conducted in the La Horquetta district on Wednesday, 19 December, one firearm and a quantity of ammunition was seized. Real Talk understand that officers conducted a search at an open field in Phase 2 La Horquetta where they seized one .40 caliber firearm with 7 rounds of .45 ammunition and .45 ammunition and 50 rounds of .40 ammunition. Investigations are ongoing. In the past weeks, post-cabinet media briefing, the Prime Minister, Kid Rowley, has noted that with amendments to the Dangerous Act, persons who are incarcerated for the marijuana possession, minimum quantity of marijuana, will be released. Viewers, take a look at this video. When you get it, just let me know, guys. He further noted that on the 23rd December, the decriminalization of marijuana will be officially declared. The amendment to the Dangerous Drug Act will allow persons to be in possession of 30 grams of marijuana as well as 3 of any gender will also be allowed on your property. However, the Cannabis Control Bill have been sent to a joint select committee. You guys get the video? Now, viewers, the Prime Minister made a statement that he said when this bill is officially declared, the proclamation declared on the 23rd of December, he said inmates with, we got the video? Okay, viewers, take a look at this and after I will tell you what I think.
Proclamation of what was passed in the Parliament, that now opens the door for a lot of those things to happen. So once it is proclaimed, a new state will exist, and that will allow us to do a number of things, including persons who are incarcerated for the minimum quantities to be released, and persons who have to get their records expunged. There's a process that will be initiated. So the proclamation opens the door for all.
Now, viewers, when the proclamation is declared and made public on December 23rd, according to what you heard from the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, those in prison with a minimum amount will be released. So those of you who are in prison serving a time for when the marijuana was illegal, you will be released into the public. Now this is where I have a problem with. This is where, and this is what I have a problem with. Let me tell you something. You was held while this drug was illegal. Now when the proclamation is read and declared effective in Trinidad and Tobago on December 23rd, you're going to tell me you're going to release these prisoners and them? So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. I pushed for the no bail bill for the repeat offender of firearm. I pushed for child sex offender registry. I push for the decriminalization of cannabis. I am also pushing for the decriminalization of marijuana. Don't come and tell me or come and tell the public that when this bill is proclaimed, those in prison with a minimum amount will come out and walk the road free. Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. When those individuals were held, this law was in effect where the marijuana was illegal. Let me tell you something, Mr. Prime Minister. Is thousands of individuals you are sending back on the street. You see, they would not learn. They would not learn. Serve your time and then come out. When you come out now, it is legal, so you have to have under 30 grams. And if you have more than 30 grams, you will go back where you come out from. I push for this decriminalization of marijuana. And let me tell you something. You see the statement you made there? I'll let you go back. Go back to the Senate and I'll debate on it. Because you know what you're going to do? All you're going to create a bacchanal with them statement you're using. Take what I'm telling you. You're going to create a bacchanal. When you was held, it was illegal. So let me ask you something. If I push for hangman bill, right? And we get the hangman bill passed. And you have 10 people sentenced to hang on January 30th, 2020. Now I push now, you know what? We're not going to hang them according to human rights. So I push now to remove the hangman bill. And we get that passed, and it becomes a law on the 29th of January 2020. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to release these hangman? Those that were convicted under the hangman bill. What you're going to do? You're going to release them? You're going to tell them no more hangman? We're going to mine you in prison? No, 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 no. Something wrong with that statement. They were sentenced to hang on the 30th of January 2020. That was passed under that law. They were convicted and sentenced to hang under that law. So come now, January 30th, 2020, these men were sentenced to hang before we abolish hanging. So what we're going to do as a rightful thinking government and the rightful Minister of National Security and the rightful Attorney General of Trinidad and Tobago, we're going to hang these men. They were sentenced under the old bill. When I push for the decriminalization of marijuana, I never said to proclaim a law or a bill that when you head they get caught with a minimum amount and they serve in prison to release them, you know. No. No. I didn't say that. When I push for the decriminalization of the marijuana, was to cramp the drug trade in Trinidad and Tobago. It never said to release them from prison. It never said that. It's for the white collar crime to stop. It's for the big boys who bring in marijuana by the tons and by the 100 pound and by the 1,000 pound to stop making money. You know why? Because I will push for farmers to have proper qualification to get a farmer's license to plant marijuana. So those in authority or those who call themselves the big fish would no longer be making money from the importation of marijuana. I want to tell you something. I ain't no fool out here, you know. I want to let you understand that. So that proclamation now, where you're going and release individuals now who was in jail and serving their time, what you doing? What you doing? You're going against a judge. You're going against the law of the land. You telling me the judge now, he ruling makes no sense anymore. That is what you're going to do. You're going to break our order. If you just say 5 years or 10 years for this man, he was sentenced to that because of that crime. Because of that drugs. You coming now and you're going against the judge. You're going against the magistrate. You're going against our jury. That is what you're going to do. It's only on Real Talk, let's just get this type of info, you know. No part of Trinidad, all again, that's a no show again, you know. So I'll go back to the Senate. I'll go back to the Senate. I'll go and deal with that again. Because if a man gets sentenced for 5 years, and after December 23rd, let us say on December 22nd, he's sentenced for 5 years, you go tell me January he coming out? You go tell me January he coming out? So what, the magistrate who sentenced him, we're trying to tell the magistrate he was not good? No. No. Something wrong. Something wrong. I'll go back. You see that piece of thing you just said? With a minimum amount, you're going to release them? No. You're going to cause chaos. Let me tell you something. All them judges and all them magistrates who sentence people, their word means nothing. It means nothing. When you bring that bill is effective from then. Who already inside? They're inside. Who outside? Well, they will pick it up from outside. Think what you're doing. That's why when I start off the program, I said have thinkers. Think what you're doing. Think what you're doing. Know what you're doing. Know what you're about to do. Know what you're about to proclaim. Because that will not cause bacchanal, you know. Because the magistrate would say, we would meant nothing, you know. When them was in the court, when them was sitting in the big chair, that was the law. That was the law. They get sentenced for 5 years for 20 grams of marijuana. That was back then. You can't tell me as you proclaim this law, you want to release them. No, that ain't making sense. It ain't making sense. Think about what you're going to do before you do it. So listen to this now. The village joke has been making. When they hang Dolce and his associate, right? And people get sentenced for murder in Trinidad, how come we ain't hanging them? How come we ain't hanging them? How come we have them in prison, sit down, condemned to death, and we ain't doing nothing about it? The last time a hanging took place in Trinidad was with Dolce and his gang, and the whole of Trinidad know what I'm talking about. The whole of Trinidad know that. So how come nobody ain't sentenced to hang after those 9 individuals? How come? Because of human rights? When they were sentenced to hang, you didn't talk in human rights? Or you didn't talk in human rights? It have people who are being sentenced to life in prison for murder, but we ain't talking hangman, we talking sentence for life. So how come in those 30 days now, not too long gone by, it had hanging? Well, let's talk now. Say something. Tell Allah, it's no gimmick man out here, you know. I didn't come here for fame, you know. I just always say I had fame before I reached television. I had fame meeting with ministers before I reached on television. So that didn't come because I reached on television. It came, I assisted them before. So don't feel because I come on TV, I meet with this minister and I meet with that minister. No, I was doing that before I reached on TV. Before. Because my wife could tell you. I used to go up the island and meet ministers, you know. Yeah, she could tell you that. Not when I reach on TV and in some pretty suit, I used to go put a short pants and meet them. You know, there's them cargo jeans and you put on socks and you have on a nice fancy sneakers and a jersey. I used to travel like that to go and meet them. So to the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, before the proclamations hit the nation on December 23rd, check your statement. Check your statement. I push for the decriminalization of marijuana. I push it for the cannabis, the medical herbs. But to release people from prison, I didn't push for that one. I didn't know where that come from. I didn't know where that come from. I'm telling you earlier. I know what I push for. Whoever judge and magistrate send them for 5 years or for 6 years, let them stay. That sentence already passed. It already passed. Because I will tell you something. If you go to interfere with that, you interfere with a lot of things after that, you know. There's a lot of things you're going to interfere with after that, you know. So I'm glad you come out and you tell the nation that you're going and release them with a minimum amount from the, no. That, think what you're going to do. Think what you're going to do. Because you're going to upset. Excuse. You're going to upset a lot of things after that. The reason why I bring it up, the reason why I bring back the hanging from those 80 days is people are being sentenced for murder right here in Trinidad. But it's only Dolce and his team they decide to hang. It's only them 9 individuals, I think, you decide to hang. So what about people who kill individuals and you found them guilty after that? What we do? What we do? We did nothing. We just sentenced them to prison for life and that was it. So my thing is now, why they didn't sentence Dole and his gang, his entourage, to life in prison? Say something. Say something. Why the Minister of National Security come out and say something? We're talking about human rights for only 9, for other individuals. Why you didn't sentence them to life in prison and let them stay in prison? But you hang them and you rest after them, you're sentenced to life in prison. Now you want to release small amount from prison. That's going to cause a bacchanal. It's going to cause a chaos. Because after that, people going to want to come and say this and say that, and they go hire attorneys and they go want to sue state. Hey, let me tell you something. That have real bacchanal behind that. So before the bacchanal starts, they have Trinidad done in a bacchanal already. Think about what you're going to do. Think about what that proclamation going to proclaim before you proclaim it. Before you proclaim it. Nevertheless, viewers, we have about 3 minutes left on the show. We have a call on the line. Caller, good night.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
The cashier was right. Some of the police officers has friends in their areas and they don't write the complaint on the logbook and do not even mention that you have to get a receipt if you do not know about the law. But put it on a small red book or black book, send you away. Another thing, if we were in Venezuela or any other foreign country, or my children or your children, do you think they would get 2 years? They would be thrown in a slammer, and you cannot even go and get them. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend. You see, somebody have to stand up. And I'm glad, I'm glad God choose me, you know. Serious. I'm glad God choose me to do this. And you know what I'm glad to? I'm glad he chose me to do spirit work. So when they hear you play mad and you want to come wrong side and play a kidnapping and play you want to hijack and play you want to put gun and thing on head. I go in the grocery or in the puja store and I go and buy my candle and I go and do like the pastor. I go and light my light and I go and pray. Yeah? I go and pray. Viewers, a rerun of this program is tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Christmas is around the corner a couple days again. Hey, it's Fire Friday tomorrow. We have a little surprise in stores for children tomorrow. So viewers, be safe. Enjoy the night. Till tomorrow night, we have a surprise for you. And I think I'll be ending my show tomorrow night for the rest of this year. But nevertheless, we are out of time for tonight. Please, those of you who have spiritual problems, feel free to contact me. Hey, put up the picture with the land I have for sale before Synergy cut me. Viewers, I have 4 lots of land on the Piaco area to sell. Zoom it up. You see the roundabout there? The red mark that you are seeing is where the 4 lot of land is. It is in Piaco. It is in Piaco, not too far from the airport. So interested parties, do get in touch with me and we will see what is taking place from there. Viewers, be safe, enjoy the night, until good night.